Yes, Sean, I will say that Starlet is one of my favorite films for this year.
Oh,
it's
well, thank you.
incredibly beautiful.
Thank you.
And what I love is that it's incredibly rich in humanity, and all the characters, they're flawed and they're tragic, but you still empathize with them. Do you think the mainstream can handle something so emotional and deep and at parts disturbing?
You know, I would think the mainstream can handle these, I would say, yeah, I would see no problem with them handling that part of it, the emotion and the, you know, the character development. If anything, it's just, you know, it has that hardcore scene in it, so that makes it difficult for the mainstream. But I would think in terms of the actual, you know, the A story, the relationship and everything like that, my hope is that it hits with the mainstream because, well, you know, I want people to connect with the film and identify with the characters and become connected with Jane and Sadie and invested in their relationship. So, yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, you know, the mainstream is getting plenty of that in great films these days, and also wonderful, you know, cable 1-hour dramas, and so, yeah, I think so.
Well, Starlet's theme focuses really on finding surrogate family out in the world. What's attractive about that to you?
You know, it was just about, I think everybody's always looking to, even if they have a strong family unit, there's always, you know, people want to connect with other people, and people, and there's always a longing to find a connection with other people, and that's just really something that I wanted to explore. You know, maybe, you know, being a filmmaker, you're often isolated and you're on your own little island. I spent the last year in an editing room with my dog, and that's literally, I have no connection. So maybe it was my way of wanting to live vicariously through the movie. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, we spoke with Chris briefly, your co-writer, in the waiting room, and he said, you know, he's so grateful to be a part of this project, especially because right now is such a difficult time to get films or really anything off the ground. How many times did the movie fall apart?
Oh, fall apart? Well, there's always, you know, with these sort of movies, you're every day you're keeping it together. You're trying to keep the train moving forward and trying, you know. So but we've been very lucky with this film. It was a very fast pre-production. The script really got everybody very excited right off the bat. In terms of, that's how we found Dree Hemingway. It was because her manager really liked the script, gave it to her, and she connected with it. The producers came on board very quickly. So it was we've been lucky. But of course, dealing with a film of this budget, you're constantly, every day, just looking for ways of just keeping everything going, because without that extra dollar, things could shut down at any moment. So I don't know if we ever had a full shutdown, though, or yeah, I don't think that happened. Right, Chris? I don't know.
Yeah, it was as smooth as you would. It was a miracle how smooth things just all fell into place.
Right.
So with two male writers, yourself and Chris,
yes,
how are you able to come up with such believable female leads? I mean, both characters, all of the characters were so rich, especially the two leads. I mean, you just really felt that they were actual people.
Yeah, I don't know how to actually, that people have said that about the film before, and also my other films, because really the only time that I've actually attempted to write about my own personal experience or how I grew up was with my first film, and then I was done with that, and I didn't want to deal with that anymore. But it was just, I think that if you approach characters in a way that you're just being let me start over. I think that people are very much, if you put yourself into those characters, you know, people have the same dreams and aspirations, and I think that finding I think that it's very easy to humanize characters as long as you see them as human. We didn't set out saying we're going to write for women. We set out saying we're going to write for real people. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you spent how much time in your editing bay?
Oh, it's probably about 6 months of editing, or 4 to 6 months of editing. But of course, then there's all of that. Once you show everybody your final cut, then you have to get the proper sound mix and the proper color correction and all of those little things that with a budget you could complete in a week or two, and without a budget you're stretched over the course of months. So I would say, we shot last August and now it's October, and so it's been a year and 2 months of sort of seeing the post-production out and the distribution. So working every day. I don't think we've had a day off, literally.
And what made you so hungry to hunker down like that? Was it a festival deadline?
Yeah, I mean, I think that post-production can go on forever. You can keep cutting your film again and again and again and again. So my goal was just to get a cut within a few months that we could start showing people. And I think we were working on almost like, you cut a minute a day. Is that right?
That sounds right, and it's fun. Me and him were in the room a lot, and he plowed through it. I would come in, give critiques here and there, and you kind of get in that bubble.
Yeah.
Where then you start showing more people that you know, crew, friends.
Right.
Those are your test audiences.
Right.
For a film.
Right, and we actually had consultants in the adult film world come in and watch early cuts of the film and tell us what they thought. But you're cutting about 40 seconds a day at best. I remember now it's 40 seconds. So if you think about it, it's a 100-minute film. That's more than 100 days, easy.
You shot a lot of raw footage, so the fact that you did edit it so fast, with all of that raw to go through, to me is a miracle. Like you have like mad genius skill, because there are like so many different takes to choose from with the improv.
Yeah, in the end, I'm happy I edited the film. We didn't have the budget to bring an editor on, but I've edited my other stuff, and now I'm really locked into. I think I'll always be editing my stuff because I see it as so much. There was so much. We made so many creative decisions in post-production. How you've seen it. How we have many revelations throughout the movie and jarring moments of revealing something about a character, and whether it's Sadie or Jane or even the dog, whether he's male or female, we have all of these, and that actually worked its way into the style and into the cutting. So I'm glad that I was actually doing the hands-on, and we figured that out. I don't know if that would have come across if somebody else was editing the film. So it was part of, for me, the editing process was 50% of directing.